On October 6, 1927, Warner Brothers released The Jazz Singer, the first feature-length film to incorporate synchronized sound for sequences of dialogue. Though these sequences were limited and brief, hearing the voices of the film's stars was a revelation for audiences. The following year, Warner Brothers pushed the possibilities of sound further with The Lights of New York, the first feature-length film with its entire dialogue recorded. From here, there was no going back. The era of silent films had come to an end, and a revolutionized industry embraced sound. Before the advent of viable sound technology, silent films were accompanied by live music. In even the humblest American and European movie theaters, there would have been a pianist employed to provide a soundtrack for the films, while the more opulent theaters could afford to house organs or employ full orchestras. In Japan, live performers voiced the dialogue. From the beginning of cinema, then, there was a relationship between sound and motion pictures, and ambition among scientists and inventors to merge them into a single, unified entity. Two effective methods emerged from experiments begun in the early 20th century: sound on disc and sound on film. In the sound on disc system, used for The Jazz Singer and The Lights of New York, music and dialogue were recorded on waxed records that played in sync with the film. By 1931, this system was supplanted by sound on film, in which sound waves were converted into light waves photographically inscribed onto the film itself, such that a single strip could carry both images and, synced reliably to them, the accompanying soundtrack. With sound on film technology both stabilized and improving by 1932, movies with a soundtrack, called talkies, in reference to the increasingly robust dialogue between the characters, swept much of the globe. As a major generator of talkies, Hollywood rose to become the cultural, commercial powerhouse we know today. Sound vastly expanded the potential of film. It gave filmmakers a whole new medium, one as deeply effective and expressive as images, with which to craft their stories. Accordingly, films became longer, increasingly experimental and complex, and embedded deeply into popular culture as more and more people spent their time outside of work at the movies.